all to the Tuesday, October 1st, 2024 meeting of the Denton County Commissioners Court. It's great to have y'all in attendance today. At this time, I'd like to welcome our Denton County Tax Assessor Collector, Michelle French, forward. Michelle is going to lead us in our invocation, and our pledge will be led by our Technology Services Director, Kevin Carfield. Please stand. I want to remind everybody to please turn off your cell phones.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. If y'all would just pray with me. Heavenly Father, we come to you, and we just thank you so much for this day. We thank you for your blessings. We thank you for your mercies that are new every day. We thank you for all of the ways in which you just go before us, behind us, and beside us, and just help us through every single thing that we deal with. There is nothing that surprises you, even though we might be surprised. You are never surprised, and you always have the answer right there. Right. And Lord, I just pray that you will be with every person and every household represented here today, for your blessings, for your mercy, for your wisdom and discernment, for knowledge, for guidance, and for direction in every decision that has to be made and everything that is done. I pray that everything would be done for the glory of the Father through Jesus Christ our Lord and through the Holy Spirit. And we thank you for all of these things. In the name of Jesus we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Michelle.
Please join me in the pledge to the U.S. flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And to the Texas flag, honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
And we have a, yes, ma'am. And I want to mention two special guests we have with us today, kind of family members and part of our Denton County family. We have Susan Falconer with us this morning. Good morning, Susan. Glad to have you. And then John Feld has his mother with us today. John, do you want to introduce your mom real quick? Get your mic and turn it. Yeah, go ahead.
Visit the home where she grew up tomorrow, and we're going to go to the state fair on Thursday.
Oh, the state fair.
You got to get your energy level up if you want to get with mom. So.
That's right. Well, let's give her a big hand.
Yeah. And she can outswim John.
Welcome to Denton County, and I told her, I said, we're a big fan of your son. So anyway, so thank you for being here. And Susan, it's good to see you as always. Okay, we got a few people registered for public comments. So we'll go to item number 1 for public input for items not listed on the agenda. And we have three registered speakers. First of all, we'll go to Melinda Preston. And I will remind all of our speakers that we do have a 3-minute time limit that we work within for our public comments. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. You guys know that I love my county. I have said it many times. There was an article that came out today in the Denton Record Chronicle about voting centers. I want to talk about why we do not want voting centers. I've been able to testify in other counties about our county and how amazing we are, because we do have precinct voting. But let me give you a couple of reasons why we do not want. First of all, right now, Americans are at 37% feeling confident about our elections. That is very low. We want to make sure that people feel confident. Sorry, my voice. People feel confident in voting. Another thing is ballot secrecy. We've had this recently happen where somebody in a precinct who has a precinct number voted in another precinct, and guess what? Everybody knew how they voted because it was the only person that voted in that day, and it was used against them. We want to have our ballots cast and it be a secret. No one knows how you vote. That's the American way. It's easier to cheat. It is harder. We have precinct chairs. Man, precinct chairs work hard, very hard. for their precinct. We want to make sure that these precinct chairs know their people, know the people in their own neighborhoods, know who they are, be able to help them out. That's the first line, that's the first connection in politics. So we want to make sure that they are able to do that. Also, if it is a year that we're going to have a convention, then that's how we have convention meetings after the election. So everybody meets up, it's excitement, everybody talks about what is going to happen, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican. You're going to have a convention meeting. So we want to have that location. Harder for recounts. I've been a part of 2 recounts in our county. Super proud that each one of those recounts were accurate. So we have, what we have here in Denton is just incredible as far as feeling confident in our elections. We have handwritten ballots. We have hand-printed, printed on demand. We have precinct voting. We have everything that makes us feel secure. The only thing I would like is sequentially numbered ballots, but, I'll take what I can get. But I'm super happy with where we're at. So I am one that is going to speak out against voting centers. I saw the article. Please hear that, again, I know that a lot of you have a lot of, we've talked about this, we've all talked about this, but this is an important issue for us to feel confident as Denton residents. So thank you for all you're doing. I appreciate you, and thank you for hearing me out.
Thank you.
Thanks, Melinda.
All right. Thank you, Melinda. Next is Charles Lee.
Here.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. My name is Charles Lee, and I want to start off. I want to read this section of the Texas Election Code, Section 65.013, ballot register. Each presiding judge shall prepare a ballot register as provided by this statute. The register must state the total number of ballots received for conducting the ballots at the polling place, the number of defectively printed ballots received, the number of ballots provided to voters as indicated by the number of voters on the polling list, the number of spoiled ballots returned by the voters, and the number of unused ballots that are not accounted for as defectively printed by the ballots. And the ballot register shall be prepared as original in one copy and completing the register to the presiding judge, by the presiding judge. I got this information from Beverly Foley. She's part of the election integrity team of the Denton Republican Party, and she told me that the majority, there's a form that these judges are supposed to fill out at the end of every election period, and it's called the Register of Official Ballots. And she told me that overwhelming majority of those forms are not filled out properly. And I'm saying that how are you going to tally? How are you going to hold the tallying machine accountable for anything if you're not filling out the paperwork? If the paperwork's not filled out correctly, and I find that very concerning because if there has to be a recount, because there's no mandatory recount in Texas. There's no mandatory. So if a candidate, especially like a grassroots candidate that scrapes their pennies together to run for an election, they lose by 1 vote, and then the first thing I'm going for these forms to see if they're filled out correctly. If these forms aren't filled out correctly, that means you got to recount all the ballots and all the precincts. The average grassroots candidate can't afford that. So they just lost by 1 vote, and you just got to take what the machine says for gospel. And I'm sorry, I'm still not sold on these machines. I'm sorry, I'm not sold on these machines at all. I am an expert. I got a degree in computer science. You can program these machines to do anything you want. We really need to go back to hand paper count, because I'm not buying the machines at all, because you can really count on Bugs Bunny, one for this person, 2 for this person, 2 for this person, 4 for that person, and you can do it on any day. So you could do a certification today, and then the next day the machine can count separately. And I'm saying these forms need to be filled out correctly, because how are you going to account for the machine being counted correctly if none of these forms are filled out correctly? And I'm telling you that this could be a big-time lawsuit, and you need to make sure that all these precinct judges fill out this form, register for official ballot. It needs to be completed correctly. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Appreciate you being here. Next is Mr. Mike Hennifer. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you
It's
for being
great
here.
Thank you. It's great to stand before this Commissioner's Court, some friends of mine, and I want to thank you for the great service that you do, recognizing your service. And this building must be the greatest government building I've ever been in my life. I also want to thank you for recognizing breast cancer awareness. Susan Faulkner is a survivor of breast cancer, so is my wife. I have a daughter who's in a 3-year battle of breast cancer, fighting for her life. I have a sister-in-law who's in a 5-year battle for her life with breast cancer, so it hits close to home, and I'm grateful to you. Why am I here? Because I am honored that the City Council of Carrollton passed a resolution naming me a nominee for the Denton County Appraisal District Board of Directors. And I couldn't be more excited. So I'm here to seek your votes, as many as I can get, and I'm even going to ask boldly for your nomination. I'll explain more about that in a second. Why am I qualified? Well, I have a resume that you'll get after this meeting that has all kinds of razzle-dazzle on here of why I'm qualified. I've lived here for 40 years. I've been married for 50 years, all that stuff. In 1991, I formed a company called Corporate USA Real Estate Services, a commercial property management service. Over the years, we've managed 30 million square feet of real estate. We've built 50 million square feet of commercial real estate. I have personally handled many protests and have gone before many formal boards and even instituted many lawsuits. I'm aware of the process, but I think none of those are good reasons to choose me. I wouldn't want to pick somebody who's done it all and thinks he knows it all. I wouldn't want to pick that person. So what are the reasons why I think you should choose me? One, my daddy taught me all my life. He's passed now, but he taught me this principle, drove it into my head. He said, Mike, I'd rather be the man who has all the right questions versus the man who thinks he knows it all. And Commissioner Faulkner, when he was mayor, can attest that when I sat on city council and his council, I asked a lot of questions. Some people said I asked a lot of stupid questions. I asked some questions where I already knew the answers because I wanted to know if the guy presenting knew what he was talking about. In business, you could not say to me, that's the way we always did it. Because if you'd said that, then I knew you didn't know what you were talking about.
5 seconds.
5 seconds. I'm only halfway through. Please consider me to serve you. I seek position with the Denton County Appraisal District. The Denton County is who you work for, and if I am elected, I will remember that I work for Denton County, and I'll never forget that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sir. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for your willingness to serve. All right. Let's go to item 3A. 3A is approval of a proclamation recognizing October 2024 as Breast Cancer Awareness Month in Denton County and any appropriate action. And I believe we have Alex Reed is going to come from our health department is going to come forward. Alex, if you want to make your way here. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Judge and Commissioners.
Good
Thank you for
morning.
having us this morning. I've asked our team to come up here and
Absolutely.
stand with me this morning. It's always humbling and a little nerve-wracking to stand before you all, and today is no different. It's a really important observance day for our team, and Mike, I appreciate your comments about the way that everybody in this courtroom has been impacted by breast cancer. I'm grateful to be with you all this morning, and I was listening to a podcast yesterday about gratitude, and the researcher mentioned something called social savoring. I had never heard of that before, so in case you haven't either, social savoring is appreciating the moment that you're in right now with the people that you're with. And I thought, God, Alex, how often are you thinking about the future or ruminating on the past sometimes and not appreciating the moment that you're in right now? So this morning, I want to appreciate this moment with you all, with my colleagues. And I think savoring the moment of having Commissioner Faulkner and Susan here with us this morning, honoring our team from the local health department that gets to be together today and celebrate that we get to talk with community members about the importance of early detection and link folks who may not have access to care with those services. To honor the stories that Mike shared this morning and the lives impacted. And for me personally, Bobby Abernathy asked me why I had this bear this morning. This is a bear. She's 18 years old, if you can believe it. My grandmother was diagnosed with breast cancer whenever I was younger, and I couldn't be with her for all of her chemo treatments because I had to go to school. So I got her this bear. I went to Build-A-Bear, and my voice was kind of shaky, and they told me to record something for my grandma. And I was like, oh, I don't want her to be alone while she's at treatment, but they make me go to school. So I recorded a little something, and her paw doesn't work any longer. But 18 years later, I'm savoring the moment, and I'm going to try not to get tearful, that she's here with me today as well.
That's great.
I think that this Observance Month is incredibly important because I think all of us can think about someone that's been impacted in our lives by breast cancer. And it is my true honor and privilege to stand before you today, personally and professionally, to highlight the successes of our team and to also honor lives impacted by breast cancer. So thank you. And thank you to our incredible team from Denton County Public Health.
Perfect, great, thank you. So I'll read this proclamation. This is a court proclamation recognizing October as Breast Cancer Awareness Month in Denton County. And whereas while considerable progress has been made in the fight against breast cancer, it is the second most common cancer among women in the United States. And whereas in 2024, more than 300,000 new cases will be diagnosed, with an estimated 42,250 community members die of breast cancer in the United States. And whereas October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, an annual campaign to increase awareness of the disease. And whereas Denton County affirms our commitment to support the education of all residents about the risk factors, early detection, treatment, and support services surrounding breast cancer. And whereas we display pink ribbons to raise awareness, we also support those courageously fighting breast cancer and honor the lives lost to the disease. And whereas this October we recognize breast cancer survivors, those battling the disease, their families and friends who serve as a source of encouragement and support, and applaud the efforts of medical professionals and researchers working to find a cure. And whereas Breast Cancer Awareness Month is an opportunity for the Denton County community to support routine screening and awareness. And now, therefore, be it resolved, the Denton County Commissioners Court does hereby declare the month of October as Breast Cancer Awareness Month in Denton County. Done in open court this the first day of October 2024 upon a motion made by Commissioner Edmondson, second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion?
Yeah, if you don't mind, real quick, my mother's a breast cancer survivor as well, and I think everybody here that's been affected by it understands how serious it is and sad and challenging, and it doesn't just affect obviously the individual but the whole family, and you have to continue worrying about it, and you have to make sure you get your checkups. So ladies, please make sure you do that. And by the way, it can happen to men as well, not as predominantly obviously, but it can happen to men. So learn from your wife on how to check properly, and make sure you check yourself as well. But thank you for that. It was a wonderful speech. Thank you, Judge.
Yep, Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge. Well, obviously, having gone through this journey with my wife just fairly recently, but one of the things that I remember noticing as we talked with all the doctors and all the information was that these kind of things, these making things awareness, the money that's been given to this has made a real difference. And so sometimes, I guess, before that, you don't think about it, right? It's like, well, you give money, whatever it is. But you could see when we were given, they had so much data, so much research that had been put into this, and having breast cancer now versus 20 years ago is very different.
Yeah.
And so this is important, what we're doing, and I appreciate everyone for doing that.
That's great. It's a great point. Commissioner Mitchell.
As everyone has said, all of us have been affected in some way, family members. I had a sister that had breast cancer, so we all have been affected, and my prayer is that we find a cure for breast cancer. It's a devastating disease that affects the whole family, constantly waiting for it to spread somewhere else. And so I just want to thank our health department, our community, Denton County, for all you do to make sure that we all are aware of breast cancer, because there are some places that people are not aware of it until it hit them. So we need all the education that we can get, what we need to be doing about breast cancer. And we also reminding every woman, go and get your mammogram. It's better than it was 20 years ago. It doesn't hurt as bad. So go and get your mammogram. That's the first start. And check yourself, because the machine may not be able to check as well as you can check yourself. So thank you all for all you do to bring this forward to our community.
Commissioner Edmondson.
Thank you, Judge. I'd like to welcome Susan Falconer. You were in all our prayers, and you're here today as living proof that breast cancer does not have to be a fatal diagnosis. So thank you for all you've gone through. Kevin, thank you for being such a supportive husband as Susan was going through this. And you had all of our prayers, and those who are suffering from breast cancer now, I think we all pray for them without knowing names. God knows. So thank you all for being here and for what you do. And Kevin, I appreciate it so much. You're pointing out how far we have come. It really is important to know that we are making progress and we can make more. And Bobby, I agree with you. Mammograms are much better now than they used to be. So everybody go get one. Thank you.
Well, I just want to, most things have been said this morning, but I just want to, again, thank our health department. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for being champions for that, for women's health. And I think that is vitally important. And it is about education. And there were people do go get their testing. You know, I think it's important. So like I always say, it's important that we talk about these issues. We remind people about this. I hope that someone seeing this proclamation today will say, you know what, it's time for me to go. It's time for me to go get my mammogram. And I think that's important. Hopefully, when people see this proclamation, they see this social media. And we look at this great picture. This was hot off the press. This was just taken about 30 minutes ago out in the backyard here at the courthouse. And hopefully symbols such as the Pink Ribbon Campaign that will remind people to take those important early steps. Early detection is the best. So anyway, so thank y'all so much for being here. Any other comments? All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. And we're going to do a group picture. And anyone in attendance that wants to join with us, come down front here. We'll do another group picture here.
Can we get y'all scooch that way just a little bit? A couple steps that way. Just center up a little. Squeeze in just a little bit.
You just slide this way.
Yeah, everybody scooch over that way.
Yeah, slide this way.
Slide, 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 slide. All right. Perfect. All right, perfect. Thank you.
Follow the grass, literally. Oh, thank you so,
Okay,
oh,
I'm
oh,
so
oh,
sorry,
no,
sir.
no.
There you go.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you
ma'am.
so much,
There you go,
sir.
brother.
Thank you.
So I have last year's, but it doesn't have, it's not as sparkly.
Yeah, this one is.
This one's got a little sparkle to it.
Yeah, this one's much better than the one I have.
My other one's just like yours, Judge, because I had that one from last year.
I just grabbed that one back.
This one has
Okay.
a little sparkle to it.
Well, great, we're glad to have everybody here. All right, where's Kevin Carr? There he is. Okay, Kevin, come forward. We got our item 3B, which is approval of a proclamation recognizing October 2024 as Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Do you want to go ahead and say some comments before we start?
Sure. Let me see if I can. All right. Thank you. October is dedicated for both public and private sector to work together to raise awareness about the importance of cybersecurity. Today, with a proclamation, excuse me, we're going to encourage all Denton County citizens and employees to invest the time in increasing their cybersecurity awareness to protect their personal data and finances, not only for themselves, but also for their families, their friends, their businesses, and organizations. 4 things that we always recommend is always use strong passwords, use a password manager if you can. In Denton County, we'll assign a RoboForm password manager license to any county employee that wants to use that at no cost to the department. Turn on multi-factor authentication or 2-factor authentication on every website that you use if it's available. Learn how to recognize and report phishing emails. In Denton County, we provide the Phish Alert button in Outlook to report phishing emails. We encourage everyone to use that. And then lastly, update your software on your computers, your mobile phones, your network equipment at home. This month, we also encourage everyone to monitor Denton County social media sites. We're going to provide some helpful cybersecurity tips on there. There's the keyboard. I'm happy to announce on October 9th, that's a Wednesday at 12 o'clock, we're going to offer a 45-minute free interactive webinar. It's going to be featuring a professional from the National Cybersecurity Alliance. It's available both to the public and to county employees. I encourage everyone just to invest 45 minutes of your time. In this, you'll learn why people do things that they shouldn't and don't do things that they should. So this investment can save you a lot of headaches, stress, and money to help prevent you from getting ransomware or to get hacked. So I encourage everyone to scan the QR code, or you can go to denton.click/webinar2024. That's all lowercase to register for this free webinar. Participating in this webinar, either live or we're going to have a recording of it available in the future, is going to be one of the requirements of the Denton County Cybersecurity Champion Program. So speaking of the Cybersecurity Champion Program, Denton County employees and officials have worked hard to create a real strong defense here in the county. In addition to the mandated cybersecurity training that we have, Denton County issued a challenge at the beginning of fiscal year 2024 that included additional cybersecurity learning opportunities. So I'm happy to say that in 2024, fiscal year 2024, that program was completed by 213 county employees and officials. So they went above and beyond the mandated training. Overall, all county employees and officials completed 3,100 hours of cybersecurity training. So that investment in training was done for our citizens to help protect their systems and continuity of county government. I'm happy to announce that a new challenge is coming today to kick off Cybersecurity Awareness Month. So the 2025 challenge is going to be available for all county users, and if you complete it, you'll receive one of the new beautiful 2025 Cybersecurity Champion Challenge coins.
Collectible.
Be on the lookout for more details in your email inbox coming soon. So the theme this year on the coin is Securing Our World. It recognizes the importance of taking daily action to reduce risk when online and using connected devices. So cybersecurity isn't only the incredible effort of our county's information security team. They obviously work days, nights, weekends, and holidays to help protect the county systems and data. It's not only the incredible efforts of Jennifer and Curtis in the security awareness programs and training. Every county employee and official is a front line of defense.
That's right.
So I want to thank especially Commissioners Court. Thank you for your investment and prioritization of cybersecurity in Denton County to help protect Denton County and reduce risk here, especially financial risk. Thank you for recognizing the importance of Cybersecurity Awareness Month. And I guess just lastly, I wanted to present each of you with a cybersecurity champion coin as the Denton County's chief cybersecurity champion. So thank you.
All right, perfect, good.
Collectible.
I'll still take the class, though.
Thank you, sir.
Kevin, I still remember when I took your first class on this, the thing that stuck in my mind, and to this day I remember, is don't pick up a thumb drive that you may find in the parking lot thinking you're going to save $15 by using somebody else's thumb drive. And I had never, ever, of course, I'd never found one in the parking lot, but I just thought that was such an unusual thing.
We're going to tempt you.
No, I prefer to shop indoors, but
Right.
at any rate, that has really stuck with me. So I think your training has been very, very good.
Great, thank you very much.
Appreciate this.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, the classes are great, and I'm glad that we require that for all of our employees. And it is to be able to operate our systems. And you look at so many other local governments and how they end up being held hostage, quite literally, to their systems, have to pay ransoms and so forth. And so it is a real and active threat to our systems. And so we make a huge financial investment. I'll just tell you, we make a huge financial investment in our cybersecurity, and it does require the attention of everyone. So we'll read this proclamation. This is a proclamation in support of Cybersecurity Awareness Month for October 2024. And whereas Denton County recognizes that it plays a vital role in defending against today's threats and collaborating to build a more secure and resilient infrastructure to protect citizens from cybersecurity threats that may have a significant impact on our individual and collective safety and privacy. And whereas maintaining the security of cyberspace in our interconnected world is a shared responsibility as we come together online through the devices and apps we use every day. With increased connectivity comes increased risk. And whether it's our data, finances, or identities, or there are those who wish to do harm to us and disrupt our lives through attacks on services we rely on. Each of us has a critical role to play, and awareness of computer security essentials will improve the safety of Denton County's information, infrastructure, and economy. Whereas 2024 marks the 21st annual Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and this year the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency launched a new awareness campaign, Secure Our World, that encourages organizations and the public to take steps every day to reduce cyber risk. The actionable steps we can each take to stay more safe and secure online, not only during Cybersecurity Awareness Month, but every day throughout the year, are: number one, recognize and report phishing; 2, use strong passwords; and 3, turn on multi-factor authentication; and 4, update software. And whereas since 2004, the President of the United States and Congress have declared the month of October to be Cybersecurity Awareness Month, a dedicated month for the public and private sectors to work together to raise awareness about the importance of cybersecurity. CISA and the National Security Alliance, the NCA, lead a collaborative effort between government and industry to raise cybersecurity awareness nationally and internationally. To learn more, visit the CISA website. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the Denton County Commissioners Court does hereby proclaim that Denton County is officially supporting Cybersecurity Awareness Month in 2024. Done in open court this the first day of October 2024 upon a motion made by Commissioner Mitchell, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? Well, we already kind of made some of our comments. Anyone want to say anything additionally?
Just a quick comment.
Yes.
So 5 years ago, while I was mayor of Carrollton, we were hacked, and Mike would remember this. And what I would just say is, for whatever the little inconveniences that we have, changing your password and using multi-factor, authorization, all those things, way better than the other alternative. And
not having the system work.
Yes, not having the system is a big problem. And meeting every morning for about 3 or 4 months, and that process was not fun. But, it's not if you're ever going to get hacked, I would argue, I'm guessing that we have attempts almost every day, right? There are those out there who are basically always pinging and always looking for that. So it's not like, oh, well, we may never have it happen. It really is happening every single day.
Yeah, it is a daily or multi-times a day deal. Really, are you okay? Do you need some water?
I'm good.
Okay. All right.
I'm on
Any
high
other?
alert. I
Yeah.
got something from the budget office yesterday, and I was about to erase it and send it to Fish. April came and said, let me see it. Because I'm always clicking, and, you know, I get caught sometimes, and they'll send me and say, you know, you've been caught by fishing, so thanks to April, she came in, otherwise I'd have.
Was it
erased
real?
No, it was come from the budget office.
Oh, okay.
But I thought it came from, somebody was
Better
trying to
say
fish
that.
me, and so I was gonna erase it.
And Commissioner Edmondson, in Carrollton, they never for sure identified exact, but the most likelihood was what you just said.
Yeah.
That they had left a little thumb drive, and someone had plugged it in, and by the way, it sat for about 2 months before it ever did anything, so that no one would, you know, all those, a lot of tapes and a lot of other things, they're smart. So,
Wow.
You know, you can get tricked into doing it, and I'm so curious about stuff, and, so I have to watch it, and I have been caught. But I take it seriously, and I make sure I go to class and get my little certificate and watch what I click, and thank God for April that she helps me out. We all need an April.
Yes, absolutely. All right. We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion?
Okay.
Oh, did you want to say something, Diane? Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I was just going to point out that it's not just computer phishing that goes on. I got a call yesterday at home, supposedly from Bank of America, asking if I had made a certain charge to Amazon, and I had not made that charge. So I told them no, and they said, do you have your card in front of you? And I said, no. They said, we'll wait while you go get it because you need to verify the number. And I thought, if you're calling me, you know the number of my card. I'm not going to give you that. I said, I'll go call the number on the back of the card, and they hung up.
Very smart. Very
So,
smart.
you know, it's just everybody works so hard at not working to try to get information and money. And if they spend half their time doing something productive, they'd probably be okay. So thank you, Kevin, for making us aware of so many threats to our security and the county security.
Well, and in this new day and age of AI and voice replication, it's important that we also, on telephone, we're receiving calls. It's a whole thing. All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Did you want to say anything else before we close?
No, thank you,
All right.
Judge.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Kevin.
I got my grass off my shoe, but these didn't go outside. I had these in the bag.
Oh, okay.
I tried, it just did not come off.
I'd like to say it wasn't me, but it's.
It wasn't you, that was me.
All right, let's proceed to item 3C, is approval of a proclamation celebrating the 30th anniversary of Bistecca, an Italian steakhouse, and any appropriate action. And Chef Morris Salerno couldn't be with us today because he is out of town, and Stacy Reeder as well. But this was an important thing for us to do today, you know, to help support and acknowledge a milestone of a business in our community that gives back to so many other organizations here and helps make Denton County a better place. And so this is a court proclamation celebrating the 30th anniversary of Bistecca, an Italian steakhouse. And whereas in December 1994, Chef Morris Salerno opened the Grotto in Highland Village, Texas, whereby providing excellent food and service for 2 decades before remodeling and rebranding the restaurant as Bistecca, an Italian steakhouse, in February 2014, refining his culinary mastery into 30 years of success. Whereas Chef Salerno has earned the distinction of Dallas Chef of the Year, Texas Chef of the Year, Texas Top 10 Young Chefs of Dallas, along with winning numerous awards with the World Master Chefs Society Team USA, winning a bronze medal in the International Culinary Olympics in 2012, and other accolades. And whereas Bistecca has matured into a beloved local staple, known for its inviting atmosphere and exquisite dining, whereby attaining more than a dozen Best of Denton County awards for the best fine dining, best steakhouse, and best catering. And whereas Chef Salerno gives back to his community by generously giving his time and talents to help raise money for charities such as Children's Advocacy Center, CASA, Christian Community Action, Flower Mound Community Orchestra, the Lake Cities Ballet Theater, Louisville Education Foundation, Louisville Lake Symphony, the Lincoln Reagan Dinner, Make-A-Wish, North Texas Food Bank, PD Place, Special Abilities of North Texas, and various churches, chambers of commerce, Rotary clubs, in many elementary, middle, and high schools. Whereas the success of Bistecca can be attributed to the dedicated service of Chef Salerno's staff, including head chef Dominguez of 30 years, Chef Antonio for 19 years, CFO Stacy Reeder of 17 years, Tony the Busser of 30 years, and a staff of 10 plus years, Alyssa Malahoff, Bo Relaford, Carmen Malahoff, Colin Johnson, Eddie Linos, Kaylin Hansen, Nick Salerno, Sarah Watson, and Shelby Fraze. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the Denton County Commissioners Court celebrates Bistecca, an Italian steakhouse, for 30 years of exquisite food, exceptional service, and community devotion. Done in open court this the first day of October 2024 upon a motion by the chair, or, okay, you want to make a motion, Chair Precinct? All right, motion by the chair, second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion? Well, I just want to say, Bistecca is a great restaurant. They have a great local, community-based heart for service, and it's hard to go to a charity event around here where you don't see some kind of donation made by Chef Salerno, and they really believe in giving back to the community. And I know that this county is a better place for having them as one of our businesses, as part of the, not only our business community, but our community service community in the nonprofit world. And so many nonprofits count on them. I can only imagine all the goodwill and positive relationships that have been established, not only in the restaurant, but across the county, because of the fundraisers that they participated in. Did you, Commissioner
Judge,
Mitchell?
You know, whenever you have a nonprofit, the first thing people do is call Morris or Stacy to get a donation, and, you know, he comes to your house and cook 4-course meals or 7-course meals.
That's expensive.
Yeah, and he does all that, and, you know, we do the CASA every year event, and I have the benefit of eating there on Wednesdays at Rotary. My Rotary Club meets at Bistecca, and when I'm there, we have great food. Every time someone visits, they say, "Oh my gosh, y'all have this food every Wednesday," and yeah, we do. He does a great job taking care of the Louisville Noon Rotary Club. So, you know, I just can't say enough for Morris, the things that he does in the community, and he just does it, no matter how big or how small. If you need him, he's there. So,
That's right.
yeah.
It's important to celebrate their milestone. Commissioner
Yes.
Edmondson.
I agree, Commissioner. Thank you for saying those things, because it's all very true. And I found out that yesterday was Morris's birthday. Now, I have a feeling that it's more than his 30th birthday, but we're not going to go into details on that. And I'd just like to thank him publicly for all he does for the various communities, and wish him 30 more years at Bistecca.
Perfect, good, thank you. All right, we have a motion. Anything else? We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. We'll be happy to deliver this at their upcoming anniversary party. Let's go to item 4A, which is a public hearing on October the 1st, 2024 for the approval of the Rocky Top Phase 1 replat. This is lot 4R, Block 1. This is 1.966 acres located in Commissioner Precinct 4. Do we have a motion to go to a public hearing?
So moved.
We have a motion by Commissioner Mitchell, second by Commissioner Edmondson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. We are in a public hearing. Is there anyone in attendance wishing to speak in favor of or opposed to the replat of Rocky Top Phase 1? Is there anyone in attendance wishing to speak in favor of or opposed to the replat? Hearing none, do we have a motion to close the public hearing?
close the public
Motion by Commissioner Edmondson, second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Okay, do I move now to
Yes.
approve this?
Yes,
All right,
ma'am.
I'd like to make that motion.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Edmondson, second by Commissioner Williams. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Next is item 4B, which is another public hearing for October the 1st, 2024 for the approval of the Grimes Addition replat. This is lots of 1R and 2R, Block A. This is 5.23 acres located in Commissioner Precinct 4. Do we have a motion to open the public hearing?
Move to open the public
Motion
hearing.
by Commissioner Edmondson, second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. We are in a public hearing. Is there anyone in attendance wishing to speak in favor of or opposed to the replat of the Grimes addition? Anyone in attendance wishing to speak in favor of or opposed to? Hearing none, do we have a motion to close the public hearing?
Move we close the hearing.
Motion by Commissioner Edmondson,
Second.
second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. We have a motion for approval.
I move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Edmondson,
Second?
second by Commissioner Williams. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is item 5A, approval of the bill report. Payments from CSCD, Community Corrections, TAIP, Sheriff's Training, Sheriff's Forfeiture, VIT interest, and DA forfeiture funds are presented for recording purposes only. Mr. May.
Thank you, Judge. I have one addition today, and it is to Voyager U.S. Bank for $12,362.83.
Okay. All right, thank you. Do we have a motion to approve the amended bill report?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Mitchell, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next, let's go to item 6A, excuse me, which is approval of the purchase of the Granicus Open Platform Suite software from Carasoft Technology Incorporated in the amount of $65,715.39 for the Texas Department of Information Resources DIR Cooperative Contract DIR TSO 4288.
I'll move approval. Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Edmondson, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is item 6B, approval of the purchase of 4 NetApp appliance drives from Presidio Network Solutions Group through the DIR Cooperative Contract DIR TSO 4286, the amount of $105,565.80 to be purchased with the American Rescue Plan Act ARPA funds.
Move approval.
Motion by Commissioner Falconer, second by Commissioner Edmondson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 6C, approval of purchase of 70 AED life packs from School Health Corporation through the Buy Board Cooperative Contract 70423, in the amount of $113,600.90 to be purchased with American Rescue Plan ARPA funds.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next, 6D, approval of award of ITB number 232792, surface treatment aggregate type D, grade 3 to CJA Enterprises.
I'll move approval.
Motion by Commissioner Edmondson, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 6E, approval of rejection of all proposals for RFP 242818, painting, staining, and transparent finishing services, and approval of the specifications authority to advertise for RFP 242833, painting, staining, and transparent finishing services, and appointment of evaluation committee to include Chris Matheson, Facilities Division Manager, Austin Wells, Facility Division Manager, and Brian Townley, Contract Program Manager. Motion by Commissioner Mitchell.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Edmondson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 6F, approval exemption from bidding for the sole source rental of the Embassy Suites and AV equipment to be used for poll worker training for the upcoming 2024 election. The chair move for approval.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Edmondson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. I do want to thank Frank and his team over there at elections. Y'all have done. Did you want to come mention how y'all are doing the training this year? I think that'd be great. They've been working to revise and and expand our training. Go ahead, Frank.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. So, yeah, the judge is correct. We've taken this opportunity, now that we have a new trainer, to totally revamp our system. We've taken feedback from our poll workers on things that they would like to see that we haven't been able to do in the past, mainly because of room, have a room enough to do it. So the convention center afford us the opportunity to have separate rooms, different breakout sections, sessions on forms, sessions on just equipment. To Mr. Lee's point this morning about the form Beverly Foley was talking about, we worked with Beverly earlier, probably 6-7 months ago, revamped that form. So it should be, because the state puts out forms sometimes that are generic to the state, doesn't always fit everybody's system perfectly. So we took a lot of ideas from Beverly, changed those forms, changed a lot of forms, but we're really wanting to up our game on training because, you know, we're not getting smaller.
A lot of training.
A lot of training. Normally our training takes weeks because sometimes we can only get 20 people in our room. Right. We have to divide that multi-purpose room, half of it for early voting, so we train election day workers during early voting. But we can get hundreds in the room at the convention center, so much better opportunity.
Frank, tell everybody how many people we're going to be training.
It'll be about 1,200.
Wow, it's a lot of poll workers. I had them do a Facebook post yesterday to kind of explain how, you know, we have a lot of polling places, a lot of early voting polling places, and then 1,200 workers that are working for us to get this election behind us. And so I really, on behalf of the county and other residents, I just want to publicly thank all the election workers for helping us this year. We have great elections. We couldn't do it without them.
Judge, if I'm not mistaken,
Yes.
we also gave a bit of a raise
We
to
did.
those election workers, which
That's one of my first slides on my presentation. In the morning,
Okay,
so.
well, thank you.
And I filmed a thank you video, and that was one of the points I mentioned as well,
Right.
Commissioner.
Frank, can I ask you a question back to Mr. Lee's points? In years past, we had pre-printed ballots, and of course, we had X number of those, and it was important to count those and know how many were left, et cetera. Now that we have ballot printing on demand, that really is kind of a moot point, is it not?
It is, because we don't have a ballot until that ballot's
Correct.
printed.
Correct.
Until that ballot is actually printed, we just have blank paper, so.
Well, I hope that form that he referenced is one of the ones that you were able to get changed, because if there's nothing for them to count,
Yeah, it's incorporated into
Okay.
a newer form now.
thank you.
Perfect, good. Thank you.
Thank you.
I wanted to mention that. It's important that we're talking about how our training systems. All
Thank you,
right.
Frank.
Thank you, Frank. We already voted on that. So let's go to 7A, approval of budget. May request 100010 for public health to increase revenues and allocate expenditures for the fiscal year 2025 diabetes case management program through the delivery system reform incentive payment program in the amount of $2,043,871 and any appropriate action.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 7B, approval of budget. May request 100020 for the Juvenile Probation Department to increase revenues and allocate expenditures for the Texas Juvenile Justice Department discretionary state aid residential and detention program for the fiscal year 2025 in the amount of $417,182. Motion by Commissioner Edmondson, second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 7C, approval of budget. May request 100030 for the Sheriff's Office to roll over unspent funds for the fiscal year 2024 to 2025 and a maintenance management line item for the jail kitchen allowance in the amount of $37,362 for the jail kitchen maintenance contract.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 8A, a report from Human Resources regarding hiring actions of elected officials. This is presented for recording purposes only. Hello,
Good.
Julie.
Hi, good morning, Judge and Commissioners. We have one promotion in the County Clerk's office, one new hire in the District Attorney's office, one promotion also in District Attorney's, one new hire in Justice of the Peace Precinct 2, 4 new hires in juvenile probation, 4 new hires in the sheriff's office, 1 promotion in the sheriff's office, and 1 promotion in the tax assessor collector's office.
Perfect, good, thank you. That again, that is presented for recording purposes only. Let's go to 8B, approval of the creation of an additional temporary slot for a bar card intern. This is pay grade 10 for the district attorney's office. Chair move for approval, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is item 9A, approval of the point of entry agreement between the Health Services of North Texas and the Denton County Public Health. Motion by Commissioner Mitchell, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is item 9B, approval of business associate agreement between Jot Farm and Denton County Public Health Department.
Move approval.
Motion by Commissioner Falconer, second by Commissioner Williams. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is item 9C, approval of memorandum of understanding between Denton County Public Health and Our Daily Bread.
I'll move approval.
Yes, ma'am. Matt, can you help?
Good
morning, Commissioner.
Good morning, thank you. You're going to Our Daily Bread to provide the health service to some of the people there. Is that what this is?
We have several initiatives with Our Daily Bread. We do linkage to care, so if indigent care needs to link with some of the shelter residents there, we do that. We also do flu shots every year,
Okay.
typically. And so this MOU covers
All of that.
both of those things. It's not as specific because needs arise, like we did COVID vaccines there previously. And so this is a kind of an ongoing umbrella MOU for us.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, could I ask
Yes.
a question?
Yes, please.
Matt, as long as you're here, could you talk to us briefly about West Nile virus and what we've seen here in Denton County?
Sure. So it's been a big West Nile year, and so we do, as the court knows, we do testing of mosquito pools in unincorporated Denton County, and then we collect the data from cities that do their own testing, and we report that data to the state, and then we investigate human cases. So we are reporting weekly now additional cases because some of the positive mosquito pools from July and August, there's sometimes a delay in diagnosis in human cases, but we had lots of positive mosquitoes July and August. We're seeing now the human effects of that, and unfortunately there have been 2 deaths in addition to the multiple cases. In fact, this is our worst year of West Nile since 2016. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a hard mosquito year. So, and it's not over. So if you're going to be outside, if you're going to be enjoying the nice weather, enjoy it with long sleeves and some DEET because it's serious. And I think anybody that knows someone who's had West Nile virus knows that it is impactful.
My son-in-law got it this year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My son-in-law got it this year.
Really?
It was no fun for him.
But he's okay now?
He's okay now, but
Okay, good question, Diane.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, do we have a motion for approval?
I'll move approval.
Motion by
Second.
Commissioner Mitchell, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 12A, approval of the 2024-2025 interlocal cooperation agreement between Denton County and the Town of Little Elm Fire and Police Departments for the use of the Denton County radio communications systems.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is item 13A, approval of the waiver of penalty and interest on account number 965883DEN and any appropriate action.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Mrs. French, for being here.
Yeah,
Next
I
is-
appreciate her help with that.
She's always great. Next is 14A, approval of the professional services reimbursement agreement between Denton County, Texas and Old Prosper Partners LLC, the developer, for the purpose of initial financing associated with costs necessary for the development of the Green Meadows Public Improvement District, whereby the developer agrees to pay reasonable and necessary professional services provided by the consultants for Denton County related to the PID creation and review process and any appropriate action.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is item 14B, approval of the professional services agreement between Denton County, Texas, and Westwood Professional Services for the State Highway 114 at Championship Parkway Traffic Signal Design Project at a total cost of $167,000 with funding to come from the Judge Discretionary BSRP PI Bond Funds, order line item 93743793030, which shall be transferred to the SH 114 Championship Judge order line item number 93759293030. The chair move for approval, and I bet Commissioner Edmondson seconds. We've been working on getting these lights out here forever at the city of Fort Worth. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. All right, let's go to item 14C, approval of the 2024-2025 memorandum of understanding between Denton County and Denton County MHMR to perform, provide, and compensate costs incurred for mental health interviews and assessments in compliance with Article 16.22 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, an amount not to exceed $110,000, order line item 0172258010. Motion by Commissioner Mitchell, second by Commissioner Edmondson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 14D, approval of the interlocal cooperation agreement between Denton County, Texas and the town of Shady Shores, Texas, whereby Denton County will improve a portion of Shahan Lane for a distance of 624.35 linear feet, Carolyn Lane for a distance of 855.31 linear feet, and Shahan Drive for a distance of 1,887 linear feet. The town of Shady Shores will reimburse Denton County an amount of approximately $120,178.58.
Move approval.
Motion by Commissioner Falconer, second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is,
Thank you.
yes, absolutely. Act 14E, approval of the interlocal cooperation agreement between Denton County, Texas and the town of Dish, Texas for the purpose of engineering, right-of-way acquisition, utility relocations, inspections, reconstruction of Meadow Ranch Road from Tim Donald Road to Western Meadow Ranch Road and Chisholm Road from FM 156 to Chisholm Road, with the county agreeing to contribute $700,000 towards satisfactory completion of the project, with funding in the amount of $700,000 to come from Meadow Ranch Road, Precinct 4, Trip 22, order line item 927589950, and any appropriate action.
I'll move approval.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Edmondson, second by Commissioner Williams. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is item 14F, approval of the Guard 1 Master Sales Agreement for Guard 1 Security Management System between Denton County, Texas and Timekeeping Systems Incorporated, the amount of $47,015.90.
Move to approve.
Motion by
Second.
Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is item 17. This is community updates. We'll start with Commissioner Precinct 1.
Thank you, Judge. A couple things. The 38th Annual Peanut Festival is Saturday, October 5th at 9 a.m. This is Aubrey's biggest event of the year, and it's obviously fun for the whole family. And then this past weekend, we had our Pilot Point had its second Oktoberfest, and it was a great success and a lot of fun. That's all I have, Judge.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Commissioner Falconer.
So we've got several things happening as we approach, or we're in October. So in the Colony, we have National Night Out today. And so there's several events in the Colony and Little Elm, Frisco, Carrollton. And so make sure you attend those if you have an opportunity. It's a great time. And then in Little Elm, we also have Clean and Green on the 5th, 8 a.m. at 1600 Mark Tree. This is where you can have waste collection and recycling event. There's a paper shredding that same day at 1151 El Dorado. And open house at the fire department in El Dorado, at the Central Firehouse on the 5th. And then Sundays on the lawn on October 6th from 11 to 3 at the lawn. And then we have Oktoberfest in Frisco. That's going to be on the 5th at Ford Center at the Star, and that's from 11 to 9 p.m. And in Crossroads, they're still having their summer market. That'll be on the 12th at Crossroads Park. And then in Carrollton, there's a job fair tomorrow, and that's at the Josie Ranch Lake Library from 3 to 6. Elm Fork's Night of Fright on the 4th, 11th, 18th, and 25th. That's at the Elm Fork Nature Center. It's a great place to go visit anyway if you get a chance. And then the Perry Pumpkin Patch and Craft Fair, that's at the A.W. Perry Homestead Museum on the 12th from 10 to 2. That's all I've got.
Perfect. Thank you, Commissioner Mitchell.
As Commissioner Falconer say, we have National Night Out for most cities, so please govern yourself accordingly. Also, on October the 5th, we have a Butterfly Garden Work Day in Corinth. We have Copper Canyon, we have a Town Cleanup Day. At Lake City's Chamber of Commerce Luncheon on October the 9th, 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Sneaky Pete. Flower Mound, we have a Lakeside Music Series on October the 4th, 7:30 to 9:30 at the shops at Lakeside. We have the 15th Annual Marcus Marquette's Arts and Craft Fair on October the 12th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's always a fun event. Holland Village, we have concerts in the park, October the 5th at Doubletree Ranch Park. Louisville, we have the National Night Out, and then also in Louisville, we have the Acoustic Jam Session, October the 4th, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Louisville Grand Theater. Louisville Fire Department is having an open house on October the 5th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And this is at 1150 McGee Lane while they're working on the new fire department on Valley Parkway and Main Street. They're out on McGee Lane, so the public can come out and tour it and see demonstrations by local firefighters. And then on October the 5th also, we have the Saturday Nature Walk at Layla on Jones Street. Please govern yourself accordingly.
All right, Commissioner Edmondson.
Well, as you've heard, a National Night Out is tonight. We're having one of those in Double Oak, also in Hazlitt, in Trophy Club, and then something similar in Northlake, which is on October 5th, about Northlake neighbors getting together. There are lots of other events going on as well, such as in Fort Worth. There's an NCTC, North Central Texas College, Swinging for Education. It's a Big Shots at the Big Shots Golf Center, and proceeds from this event will provide scholarships for NCTC students that are attending Denton County campuses. Check into that if you're a golfer, please. And I know there's some golfers here today. So, then one thing I'd like to mention in Denton, they're having on the 5th at 8:30 to 10:30 out at Robeson, the All Cancer Walk, and that'll be at the Robeson Ranch Clubhouse, again, October 5th, 8:30 to 10:30 a.m. Thank you, Judge.
Perfect. I want to give a shout out to the residents and especially our staff who worked last night with the public about our thoroughfare plan. We had a thoroughfare plan meetings yesterday here in our 2020 room, and then last evening over at the elections office we had a great turnout. Tina and I were talking about this morning what a great turnout we had, and so I want to thank our everyone in the public for being there, being involved in the process. It's important as we look to amend and update the county's thoroughfare plan that will take us generations into the future as we plan these new roads, as welcome new Denton County residents over time. So that's part of our core function is advanced planning. And so that's what we've been working with our consulting team on that. So I want to thank everybody for coming out and participating. I also met with CASA last week. I guess it was last week, Holly, when I met with CASA. We were talking about what's going on with them. And I just want to remind everybody in the sound of my voice that we need foster care parents here in the county. We have hundreds of kids in the system who need nurturing, loving, caring homes, and it doesn't have to be a permanent home. It could be a temporary, but we do need that. So if that is something that you're interested in, or if you know of somebody, just have a top of mind mentality about that, because that is a real need here in our county. Let's go back to item 2, which is our consent agenda. Members, do we have any items we'd like to pull off the consent agenda? Or do we have a motion for approval as presented?
So moved.
We have a motion by Commissioner Falconer, second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Our consent agenda today consists of item 2A, approve the order making appointments. Item 2B is approval of miscellaneous equipment and softwares and services and any appropriate action. We have no action today or updates related to executive session, so there'll be no executive session today. So hearing no other action before the court, we are adjourned. Thank you.
Thanks.